All right, this may sound a little bit different, but what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go over this product maintenance application to end the lecture today, but I'm also going to start it tomorrow by doing the same thing. So you're going to hear this twice because, again, the only way it's going to start making sense is to see it in action. You can memorize every term regarding object-oriented programming you want, but until you're writing some, it doesn't matter. All right. So as it says, Figure 1211 on the next page describes the operation of this product maintenance application. As you can see, it uses two forms. The first form, that one right there, displays a list of the products. All right, you could call it a summary form. You could call it whatever you want. All right. And it says the user can use this form to add or delete a product. If you choose to add a product, so if you come here and you click Add Product, this comes up. All right. Now, when you look at this, you're going to like, okay, well, we're still going to have the same problem that we had before. What if you go into price and you leave it empty, or you say hello? It's going to give you an error message when it tries to instantiate or create that price. All right. Now, they talk in here about the tag property. We've never talked about this before. But virtually everything that you put onto a form has a property that's called tag. Who cares? You can put, for lack of better words, hidden information in there, or just special information, not hidden so much, but you just don't want to show, whatever that happens to be. So as the author says right here, this product maintenance application retrieves product information from a file. Boom. Displays it in a list box, and then allows the user to add or delete products. To add, as it says, you click that button. Then you can enter the data for a new product. I don't know why I keep saying product. Check. Product. Click the Save button. Alternatively, it says you can click the Cancel button to cancel the add. All right. To delete a product, the user selects the product to be deleted and clicks Delete. So if I didn't want this third one, I'd select that one, click Delete. You could set it up with another button that said Delete all products. Be very leery of doing that, because especially if this is from a database, there could essentially be thousands, if not more, products. Also, this is typically the kind of thing that, let's say that I mean to delete the last product, and I accidentally go to the one before it, and I click Delete. It's another occasion where you'd probably want to say, are you sure you want to do this? All right. It says here the tag properties of the three text boxes are set so the validator class can display a meaningful error message if out of whack things are entered. So notice code, description, price. Did you have to use this? No. We've been generating out of whack error messages before. We've never used tag. A tag is something that can be used. All right. So the class is used. I'm on 384. The class is used by the product maintenance application. All right, there are going to be three classes. The product class for a single product. The product DB class, which is basically DB is short for database. So that's where you'd end up storing all your products. And the validator class to handle validation. All right, so when we look in here, what do we have? Well, the good news is we've already seen this product class. There's nothing new in there. It's the same thing we looked at before. There's nothing. We had code, description, and price. We had get, display, text. We had a no arg constructor, or a constructor with nothing in it, and a full arg constructor with three things in it. What's new are the other two. So we've got this product DB class. So notice it's got a get products and it's got a save products. The get products returns the list of all product objects. What does that mean? That if I called it, it would return something like this. That makes sense? All right. And we've got a save product list. As it says, it writes the product to that special list object. In other words, it would be probably the way we'd end up saving it to the database. All right. Now it says DB on here, but we haven't talked about databases yet. So, they're saving it to a list, which eventually they'll put into a database. All right. Then we've got this validator. Notice the one property, title, a static string that contains the text that's displayed in the title bar of a dialog box that's displayed for an error message. That says to me that title is what they're going to get out of that tag property. Code, description, price. All right, and then we've got some methods. Is present, you've seen this before. All right, is in 32. Well, what do we need that one for? What do we have? A code, which was an int. So that's that one. Is decimal, that's for the price. Is within range. This, again, could be either for the code or the price. Okay? The minimum, like I said, typically if it's for the price, the minimum is going to be what? Like a penny? But maybe you've got some kind of a rule. You don't have any product in your entire place that's more than $100,000. Now that's a pretty big range, a penny to $100,000, but you could. For the code, maybe you've got 1 million items, and the code has to be between 1 and 1 million, something like that. It says each of these methods displays an error message, bless you, in a dialog box and moves the focus there if the data you put in is invalid. Again, because you don't need to know how the class works, the code for this isn't shown in this chapter for the DB class. All right, but it will be shown later. All right, here's the code then for the product maintenance. They're not going to show you the code for the product class. They already did. This one they said they're going to hold off on. All right, so they're going to show you what? This is the code for the entire application. So it says here figures 1213, all right, and 1213 is on 387, 1214 is 388, 1215 is 389. So on the next 3 pages, they're going to show you the code. All right, so let's look at it. Now it says here public partial class form. What the hell? What is that? That means it's possible that the code that's in there can be combined with another class. It's partial. All right. So this I'm not even going to talk about because you get that all the time. This creates a new list of products with nothing in it. That's why it is taking it and it is initializing it to null. There is nothing in it. All right. Okay. Product main load. So what is this doing? It's saying grab that list of products and put it into our products. All right. Then fill up the list box. So what this is doing is it's setting up the initial stuff for what we looked at before. All right, this says if you click add, what do you want to do? Well, it's going to come in here and it's going to say if it's not null, add it. It'll automatically be calling those validator methods. We'll get into that in a bit. Here is the delete. All right, that's going to give us the ability to remove what's in there. All right, here's how we add a new product. So when we go in the previous one and we call that new product, it's going to come in here and it's going to check to make sure what we put in was indeed valid. So notice what they're returning here. If any of these return false, is present, or is decimal, it's an all or nothing. Either everything succeeds or it all fails. What you'll see when we get into talking about databases is it works the same way. With a database, I can have 10 fields. First name, middle name, last name, address, city, state, zip, email address, cell phone, and then maybe some, social security number. If I put in one invalid, the whole thing doesn't work. It's an all or nothing proposition. Typically, this is referred to as a transaction. And think about it. If you go into a bank and you're doing a series of deposits and withdrawals, and somehow the thing locks up, let's say I just did my withdrawals first, then I did my deposits, and I didn't really have enough to cover it, but I just did the withdrawals first. I'd want those withdrawals to fail, because if the deposits failed, I wouldn't have enough money to cover it. All right, that's the same kind of thing that they're saying right here. And then again, the code for the validator class. The good news is when you look at it, you break it down. Start with the validator class. There's nothing in here. Yeah, you've seen these gets, but when you look at this, there's nothing in there that you don't understand, because we've talked about it before. All right. So what I'm going to do tomorrow then, I think we're up to where I wanted to be. There's only about 15 more pages in this chapter. So we'll finish those up tomorrow, but we'll backtrack and go over the pages that we just went over in a little bit more detail. All right. So these are the written, this is, well, doesn't matter now. This is the written test for Chapter 12. And as mentioned, there are 21 short answers, and there are 26 multiple choices. I would suggest that if you are caught up, and I don't know if you are or not, but if you are caught up, I'd work on this right now. And then tomorrow when you come in here, if you're like, Jeff, I worked on this, and there's two of them I just couldn't find the answer for. I tried. All right? Then we can go over and take a look at them as a class. Does that all make sense? No, it's not going to be due till the Friday after break. All right, and the Friday after break is the 20th of March. All right, that's 2 weeks from this Friday. All right, so that's all that I have to say literally about where we are right now then.